So in the summer of 1944, we heard that the Russians are about 100 kilometers away. They advanced rather rapidly. The news that we got, the Germans got too. And one day we saw a complete chaos in the streets. When we went to work, they didn't let us in to work no more. They told us to go back. And what we saw is physical witness to it, where in the streets, German soldiers were throwing off their uniforms, putting on civilian clothes. So we knew something is aloft, something is in the making, because these things don't happen. The next day when we were stationed in camp and we didn't go to work, and we knew that they're planning something to do, we were lined up for appeal, because counting the heads was called an appeal. And while the Germans were counting us, if you can visualize, a spontaneous rush, without command, without request, without anybody murmuring anything, a mass of people rushing towards the barbed wire. And they didn't expect it as much as none of us expected it. But when we saw people running towards the wire, we ran too. And sure enough, the wires gave away under the mass of people. Those in the front must have got killed, or the shooting was atrocious. Those that got out, and a lot of them got out. And those that couldn't get out because of the fiercity of the fire, the crossfire, had to remain in camp. What took place was, it didn't take maybe an hour, maybe not even that, and the church bell started to ring for mass, or calling the population to church. And the local priests gave a command to round up the Jews, and anyone that's bringing a Jews back to camp will get a reward of 5 pounds of sugar. So 5 pounds of sugar became a bounty for every head. And you should have seen how they brought back people into camp.
You personally had remained in the camp.
I couldn't get out.
You couldn't get out.
And the fact remains that if it's beshared, it's beshared. I was in the crossfire, and I wasn't touched. The same attempt took place a day later. 2 attempts in our camp. Regardless of the consequences, people didn't care. They knew that must be something, that it's going to be the end of us. And after the second attempt, they sealed up the camp, and next day they trucked us in to the local train, and we wound up going to Auschwitz.